Hello, Jamie Rodgers here today from Creative Expressions with a little project card showing you how to do a little bit of tea bag folding, created using my Octagon tea bag folding stamps with the matching Octagon tea bag folding die. Now, since these were released, I've also brought out a Christmas swirls design for the Octagons, which again matches perfectly with the dies, gives you lots of sentiments and a matching frame that could be used all year round. Now I'm going to start off with the original stamp set. I'm going to use the small stamp off of one of those sheets and I'm going to stamp this down onto a piece of white copier paper. Now copier paper is the perfect weight for tea bag folding because it's 90 GSM, and whenever we are doing folding we recommend that we use between a 60 GSM and 160 GSM. If you'd like patterned papers, then do check out my coordinating tea bag folding patterned paper pads. They are perfect because they are the right weight for folding once again. Now on the inside of our die cut packaging, you will have noticed that there are lots of instructions showing you how to do your folding. It covers lots of top tips on how to do it and how to create different and unique styles. On the back of the packaging you've also got your two dies. Now you might have noticed that I pointed to the lines on the dies. These are the parts that are going to score and educate our paper, so once they've cut they're ever so easy to fold. Now with our stamped image, around the edge of the stamped image is a nice black line, because I've stamped in black, that is going to give us the perfect positioning to put our die on top. So when that cuts we know exactly where the die needs to be and to make sure that we end up with a perfect cut and scored panel for us to then go ahead and fold. Now when it comes on to our folding, I do have a video on YouTube that goes through this in much more detail. I also have instructions once again inside the packaging that will help you out with this. But in short, to begin with, what we're going to use is we're going to use a bone folder and we're going to basically fold against the score lines and put in place a plus sign running through the panel. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom and from one side to the other of our score lines. Now I like to refer to this as a bit as a compass, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in the north to the east section and the south to the west section and post them onto the inside of my panel. This is a lot easier when you've got them in your hand, I assure you, but just post them in. See, as you can see, it will sort of collapse down. From that point, burnish your lines once again, and then these top two sections that we have here we can play around with and do all different folds. Once again, the YouTube video and the packaging will help you come up with different ideas. There are also several books and lots of patterns available that you can actually follow. Now for the basic fold, all I am going to do is fold these two sections into the centre of the design, folding them over and once again using my bone folder to just burnish down these creases and make sure that they're nice and neat. Once you've created your panel, you can build a medallion like we're going to be doing in this video, or you can use these as photo corners. They make really pretty butterflies. You can even make Christmas trees out of them. There are so many options, it's up to you. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of self-adhesive card and I'm going to take my first 4 panels and I'm going to stick them round to create my circle, or octagon as such, but they're going to run round, they're going to fit nice and neatly next to each other, filling in each of those panels to create that full shape. I can then add glue to the middles of these sections and bring in another 4 if I wish to, and slide them into place in between the original 4. This will just give me a more filled in medallion that will have much more 3D and effect to it. You don't have to, it's completely up to you. I'd also urge you to remember that you could back these and hang them in the middle of apertures or create Christmas decorations with them by hanging a little ribbon in the middle. We're going to move on to our card, and I've just layered down some purple card, some silver card, and I'm now going to be using the cut corner squares die from Sue Wilson to bring in one of my layers, which I'm going to foam tape up and add on top of what I've just created. From here we're also going to go on with some more layers, and we're going to be using the squared octagons die from Sue Wilson. Now this is a really good one because it will actually stay in your card and create that lovely effect. If you do wish to cut them out as separate layers, you're going to need the octagon matching set of dies to cut around the edges. So for instance, I've used the octagon set to cut the silver panel out. I've then used it around the edge of the squared octagons to cut the white panel, and then that's created that effect. I'm then going to bring in a couple of layers that I've created, and once again I've used one of my large stamps off of the Octagon set of stamps. I'm then going to use more of the Octagon panels from Sue Wilson's set to create them layers in the middle. And then on top of that I'm going to bring in my medallion that we created, and I'm going to adhere that to the very top of it. I'm going to leave this card relatively plain. I did another version of this where I added some extra photo corner elements created with tea bag folding and a ribbon as well, and you could do all sorts. I think this one needs a sentiment, to be honest. honest. But I just wanted to give you a little idea on how you could work with these and show you perfectly how the small stamps actually layer nicely on top of the large stamped images as well. You can add as much bling or colour to these as you wish to, depending on the inks and colours that you'd like to add. This one has been decorated with lots of colours of our polished silk glitter. This one is using our swirly Christmas design instead, and the frame, and so is this one here. It's stamped on top of some of my Christmas shades paper pad sheets. All of the items that I've shared with you in today's video are of course available from all good creative expression stockists worldwide. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.